Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the next project. Yeah, it's little Will's van, and I've watched him suffer for so long. I'm doing it for nothing for him, because I know he's in the same boat as me. I've got that little bit extra than him. I've got the skills to be able to do it for him. He hasn't got a clue. So we're going to change it now, and it used to have a big double bed. This was spun round at the front, and it used to fold out, and he'd have a little seating area. If I just lift this up, there's that cut out in it. There is a cut out in it. Those are the legs, and he used to be able to put his table in that little holder there, and the table that then is down there, it would drop down in there to finish the bed off. So if you can imagine, that's round the other way, facing the two seats at the back. But he had to put absolutely everything away before he could set his bed up. You know, everything had to go away. He didn't really have anywhere to put his cooker and that, so he used to have to have it on the table, cook on the table, move that to the side for him to be able to eat. It was just a stopgap, I should say. So is what we're going to do now is, oh hell, that's heavy. There's still going to be a bench like this going across the back of the seats. It's got all that storage underneath the, you'll have all that storage because the floor comes through here, right? So we'll have under floor storage. So we're just going to put a couple of cutouts with a finger hole and lift the lid up. That's for this area. There's going to be a seat, another seat. He still wants a seat across there, purely for the storage that's going to be in it. It's not, I don't know whether it's going to be as high as that. I'm not sure. So that's going to go straight across. Then you can have a bed all the way down that side. Only about 1.5 feet wide, right? And then we'll have it slide out, having a kitchen on this side. So the kitchen will only be about 1 foot deep as well. It can only be that big because of the space he wants to be able to slide the bed out. At least when it's all stored in the kitchen, he won't have to keep having to put it all away. So that's what we're going to try and do. In fact, he's the first, because he's come, and of course I've got children here. He is sleeping in my van. I've put the single bed down for him, so he's sleeping in my van, burning my diesel on the heater, and he is burning his own electric. I gave him a little tiny 500 watt heater to run off his Ecotech, is it? EcoFlow. And so he's got plenty of heating down there. It's not that cold this morning, but this fits in my drive. So, and I've got room to work around the back. Underneath the tarp is all what is left out of the stuff that came out of my van. So we've agreed that I can't afford to buy it for him. He can't afford new timber. So we're going to basically build it and reuse it as a recycled again, same as what's in mine. So let's just lift this up. There's a lot of good ply in there. So yeah, plenty of battening. Yeah, plenty of battening. There's still some there with the thing on. When he does eventually get up, I'll get him to clean that off. Although, should I give him a sharp chisel? So yeah, there's plenty of battening in there that I've started to take apart, and we'll use all the ply that's in there. There's some good pieces of ply at the back. Nothing was big enough for my van. And we will reuse some of this. It's a bit heavy for what he wants, but oh well. It's going to get cut down, because it won't be nowhere near as deep as that, because you're not going to get your feet up. By the time you've got a kitchen in there, you're not going to have enough room. So we're going to move up, sort of scribe it into the door a bit. You'll be able to have a drawer or something that comes out of that side. We've got to form a unit on this side to put his EcoFlow in, and then incorporate it into the kitchen. So that might cut into the door a little bit. I'm going to build cupboards into the windows, because he doesn't use the windows, and we'll put a couple of shelves in there, as though he's got an area there. So until he gets up, he only got here last night, and until he gets up, and we did stop up a while watching Netflix, so I'll get on with it. I shan't film. I'll film little bits as I finish them. I expect he will, when he does get up, he will film a lot of it. So, right, I'll carry on. Right, it's as far as we got so far. We're going to have to go around the B&Q, get some hinges to be able to put the doors on there. So, the shelf's in there as well. Put the shelf in. Not bothered with a shelf in there, because, you know, why? The stuff can go on top of there, and you won't be able to get to his cigarette later. So, there. Right, progress on a little wheels van. Put that down on there. The leg comes with it, and still a little bit stiff at the moment because it's so damp here. There, it slides out. Let's move that out of the way. It slides out, and it'll come up to his kitchen cupboard. Right, and slide it away, and it's all locked off. So it's solid as a rock. I haven't bolted it to the vehicle yet. There is tie down anchor points in there, so you'll get tied down to that just to stop it floating around with him. I know he's driving. So I've done this one now. Make a drawer to come out of there with a lift up lid on it, as though he can have his cooker in that outside. Slide the drawer away, and it'll go flush with the back of that. Won't need a catch, because the door comes up to about half an inch gap. So that'll be that. Yeah, so I just got to make another one now without the slats to go across the front. That one should be a lot easier. But saying that, it will be a little bit easier, but I've got that big step, because I mean it's a fair step off the top of there down to there, and then I've put the boards down there ready. There's another board underneath there, because it'll get cut off at the width of his bed, and then as though he's got the opening here to be able to get in, because this is the passenger side loading door. The seat will be set back so he can get in, and then you'll have a false lid underneath the floor, because there's a floor plus there's another locker underneath. So if I didn't, he wouldn't be able to get to those, and he does use them. Every inch of space in one of these is what you need. And coming inside, I've painted his. I did that at 5 o'clock this morning. Oh, it is dry, so I can fit that for him now. And that's upside down at the moment, like, but I'll fit that in there for him. So then, you know, I've got a very limited time to do this, and I'm rushing, but I'm not. And I'm skimping and saving, and skimping and scraping to do it. He wanted a 4 foot bed, and I said 4 foot. If you went from that side, 4 foot comes to halfway into the light. I said, "Well, you gotta have a 3 foot bed. You ain't getting a 4 foot bed, right? It'll still be 6 foot plus long, but he ain't getting a 4 foot wide. Well, 4'4" he wanted, and I said it'll take it into the headlight. So this unit will only be about a foot wide, but then of course the work surface is going to go into that shelf there, as though he's got that area there. and that'll give him daylight then through that side window, because he wanted me to make another one to go the other side. And I said, well, you'll end up with a small shelf, nowhere to eat. We'll most probably put a drop down table or something for him. I said he'll most probably eat at the far end, off the end. Anyway, he'll have to work it out as he goes along. So, right, make the firebox now. I've sent him into the van to measure. He ain't got a clue what a bloody tape measure is. Oh, the door's shut. I just heard the door slam. I sent him in there to measure one of his baskets to go underneath. So, I don't know whether I left enough. I didn't measure them. I didn't know whether I left enough space. But anyway. Right, you know me. Say it how it is. It's another shit day. Fucking freezing. Well, I got a thermometer on the back of the door. I can't see what it says on there. 3 degrees. It's just 3 degrees. I turned it round as I faced in so I could see it from inside without coming out. 3 degrees. Right. We got his L-shaped bed in. Right. And then this, well, it slides out to make his bed. Right. So, that's all working fine. And to save on weight, we just used one piece of ply, and cut the slats all the way around. And so that slides in and out of there lovely. We're going to have a sliding drawer now to go in there, and that should come to about there. We're working it as though his 2 touts will fit up that far end, and with that being up there, then, you know, it limits how far his drawer can come out. Well, the drawer runners limit how far the drawer can come out. These are the legs that are going to go under there when once the drawer's in. I know I need to know where to make the support, but then there'll be the same timber down there to it ain't quite dark. It's too dark. There'll be 2 long lengths of this to go down there to support the drawer runners, as though it comes out nice and strong. Spare bit of ply. Right, let's go the other end. The only ply that I'd got that I could cap these off had already got carpet on it, so he says he liked it, so it'll help keep it a little bit warmer. So now I've got loads of this carpet, absolutely loads of it. So the blocker that'll go that end to stop, as though you can't see the drawer, it'll get coated in that. That's what that piece of ply is for, is to do that cap end. And then he's basically, we're going to leave this open and that open to go right, because you can get right across the van there. You can go all the way across, leaving that open, because his fridge is going to go there, his little cool box. He's got just got a cool box, he has. So that can go in there. So we're leaving this space open, because his cool box, we've measured, it's in the front there somewhere next to his Guinness. His cool box is going to go in there. The only thing we're going to do now is we are going to go up to the builders merchants and buy the ply to make the kitchen. I just don't feel right using all this second-hand stuff now to, well, there just isn't enough there in large enough sheets. As though he can have a decent kitchen unit. That'll most probably be a table, because he coped with that was the table. As you can see, there's the thing on the top of it still, so he can have a table in there. As it is at the moment, he can't have a table because the floor needs to be plied to screw the receiver down, and if I do that, then he's lost the carpet, cold floor, cold piece of ply. He'd have to carpet over the top, excess weight. Yeah, that lid I'm not taking it all off now, but that lid is, I've hinged it. I've cut it back 4 inches. As though when he's got a cushion on there, he lifts up this. He doesn't have to keep taking the cushion off. The cushion will stand up against the back of the seats. So he's got room to open that box. That bed comes across onto a slat there to support this end. So he's got a leg that end. I've got to put a leg in the middle yet, just to support the middle. Anyway, that's not bad. I don't think. 2 days, that's all it's taken me so far. 2 days. And I reckon in another 2 days, I'll wrap this up for him. If the weather, as long as the weather stays right, we will horse it all back out, take it all back out and paint it. Because I've already painted this piece battleship grey. Everything's battleship grey. So there's his that goes up in there. It'll stay there. So that'll go up in there. So now he's gained a foot of space there. We're not going to do it to this side. We're just going to put a shelf in there, because he's going to have a Welsh dresser. He'll have a unit up to here, as though he uses that for his breakfast and whatever. I don't know what to do to design a pull-out table as though he can sit there. Can't have a fold-up table because there's going to be 2 doors on the front of the kitchen. It's got to be 2 doors because of the space left in the aisle. Otherwise he won't be able to get them all the way open. So there'll most probably be just a shelf up there for him. And we'll use a seatbelt mount for that. Right, that's it. We'll come back to you. I'm not filming on a lot of it. Just because I want to get on and do it. I know Little Will's filming some of it as well. He's going along. Catch you in a while. I think this is only the second time that this has been done to Will's van since he's had it. And then that's very, very scary when you find a hair grip in his carpet. Oh yes, you little bugger. Right, all that's done. The drawer's in. Nice little edge on him. Drag him out, and then you've got access to it. So at least he can put his stove on there, cook, and the handle on there. So there, I couldn't go any further outwards, because if I went further outwards, he'd lose that access in there, and we need storage. It looks like I got to cut that batten out. That's at the bottom of there, as though he could slide his touts in and out. But I'll get him to get a tout down here now, and but he is up. He is up. Well, it is 1:30. Oh, there goes my glasses again. Oh, I'm getting old. So, right, he had all the running gear off the drawers I took out of my van. That's all in there working well now. We've had the bed out. You can pull the bed out and in and out as well, without any help. That's to support the bed this end. I've taken the corner off it. So I'm just going to get the pen and paper now and work out the kitchen, what I need for the kitchen. Yeah. Oh, I still haven't painted the doors to go on there yet. Right, it's been a while since I filmed. It's now 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The drawer's in there and working. And you've got a lip there to stop anything falling in. Nice little drawer. Panelled it off in there. Cut all that away so he couldn't slide his touts in and out. Other than that, we're just going to slap a little bit of paint on the front of there and on that leg. We ain't doing nowhere else. I said to him, definitely not do it on top. That's the last thing he wants is, you know, just one bubble of paint, even sort of 3 months down the line, it'll still be wet inside it. And if he drags it and get on his clothes and quilt and whatever. So I'm getting close now to going to the builders merchants to get the wood. Got to work it out first. Get the two in there? Yeah, you'll get the two in there, won't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're fairly flexible. They'll squash up, won't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go then.
Yeah, it's good.
Right. Now Saturday. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this is day 3, I think. And got the carcass of the kitchen in. It's alright. The wet is because I keep putting it down and I got weeds growing out. So, and it is soaking here because of the dew. So the carcass is somewhere near. Still undecided whether I'm going to put doors on it or whether I'm just going to put pigeonholes. You know, with just a lip on the edge. It all depends what he wants to put in there. And again, you know, it's let's have a look at the clock. No, it's 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock and he still ain't got out of the pot. But anyway, that's in there. That's all scribed to the wall as well. Scribed all that in. One thing is I've got to cut a bloody great big hole in there now to put his EcoFlow in there. Is it EcoFlow? Delta Max? I don't know. His battery's going in there. And so I've got to make that. When it gets in there, there'll only be 10 inches left because I've put a board for it to go on to keep it off the carpet. You know, that'll just insulate it and make it hotter and hotter. So I put a false floor in it so that it can sit there and have the draft underneath it. So you'll only have a little 10-inch pigeonhole here anyway. The shelf is going to have to go above the EcoFlow. So I think I'm only going to be able to get one shelf in there and this pigeonhole. So I think that's how it's going to end up. And until he gets up and I can get that thing out of the van, I'm sort of stumped now. So I think cup of tea and a fag. Has dragged himself out of the pit.
Hello.
Who are you?
I'm awake.
No, you're not. Right. Front's on there. Got to cut the pigeonhole there, and then he should be able to get his water thing inside there. And then we'll just put a lip on the edge of there to carry the shelf, and that'll you know, he can put partitions in it. He could even get it. Like I don't think his little tape things. You can buy little tapes to drop in there or something. I don't know. Yeah. I've scribed all that around all the thing, and now is all I got to go and get is his Delta Flow and cut the hole in there to slide it in. It will stick out a little bit proud. That's as though he can access it and see it, because you know it's from this door. It's a bit of a feature. Where else we going at? Yeah, that piece of ply's only under there as I could paint it. Yeah, still haven't run a wire from there all the way round yet. I got to find a long enough piece of wire.
Yeah.
Might have to go and buy some because I've only got real big heavy stuff here. So yeah, the top will screw down. Well, it'll screw up from underneath to hold that down. If I can find some short enough screws. I don't know whether I can or not. Well, I might even just screw it down through the top. Yeah, I think, yeah, thinking about it, I think it's best to screw it down through the top. I know he'll have a couple of screw heads showing. It'll only take five screws to hold it down. At least it's easier accessed. Because this, like, we're only using the 10mm. And to find 10mm screws is impossible. Right. It's now 12:30 on a Sunday. And other than running the wire through, which I can't do yet because he's still asleep in the van, and I didn't really want to wake him up. Right, it is now as good as done. Decided I wasn't going to put doors, because I mean doors are just going to, you know, the expense to him is going to be 2 pairs of hinges, catches, knobs. So I said, you just as well have pigeonholes. He's going to put his water in that one now, because he can slide it forwards a bit as though he can put his kettle underneath the tap. So anyway, I found that sticker on the floor, so I stuck it on there, but Womble was the first. So that's stamped. Work surfaces on, screwed down, and a slide out table for him to sit there and eat. So I said, that's close enough for him. It's big enough for him. Yeah, those are, I haven't got the magnetic catches. He's going to have to get some. So that's done. But they hold themselves shut anyway, until he throws all his crisps in there. The bed still works. It sticks this end. I can see where it's sticking. It's sticking there and there. So I've just got to get a bit of sandpaper. That slides out up to the unit. It won't go no more. So, oh, I never hoovered in there. Get that sawdust out. Well, that's plenty strong enough for him and whoever gets in there. I've been in there. As daft as it sounds, I managed to squeeze in there. Yeah, well, there's less of a step the other end. So that's put there. And, you know, in the night, he's still got access to be able to get in and out. It's chucking it down a rain. I'm getting wet. That's for his EcoFlow. That's why I say I've got to run the wire from that socket over there to here, as though he can charge it up when he's driving. He just leaves it plugged in and it'll charge itself then. As soon as he starts the car up, it charges. So we got the lift up lid and all that storage in there. He can get his totes underneath. If I can get the camera down there. Yeah, get his totes underneath there. I've just vacuumed it again for him. I was going to start filling these in, and I thought, well, no, if it's got to come back out, you know, we'd be digging bloody holes in it trying to get the screws out. So there's that. I don't know what else. That's it. Yeah, the drawer works perfect. Or can you hear it? It's piddling down. All right, he'll get his stove and that in there. I haven't got the never hoovered in there either. So, but that's good because that stays up there whilst he gets his stuff out. Comes down. You can cook outside. Because I mean, when he's cooking outside, he's still got the surface there to put the stuff on. I mean, he doesn't want to be pushing it onto the bed because he'll have his quilt and everything on there. So, I mean, he's going to have to move it back, like everybody has to. Move it back away, as though he can cook, because he doesn't want to set his quilt on fire. But anyway, I mean, pointless putting a catch on that, because it's not going to come open, because the door's shut. Just put a pigeonhole there, because he needs to access the plugs at the back of his at the back of his EcoFlow, because he runs a bloody electric blanket. I don't blame him, like, if it is absolutely bloody freezing, but that's a lot of draw. You You know, especially if he falls asleep like he does. He does fall asleep with his iPad and everything on. I haven't got a small enough handle to put on there. I don't know what to do for that. But when I'm sat in there, I can put my fingers either end of it. It slides in and easy. I have waxed it. The best thing ever in a van is a candle wax. Makes everything run smooth. I tried to flatten that cover, but I can't get it to go flat. There ain't enough room inside there to for it to tuck away. Monday morning, and 11 o'clock. I've been out here for an hour, and I've made a lead because his cigarette light socket in there is the one that comes on with the ignition, right? So I've plugged a wire. I've found a new cigarette light plug, and I've soldered 2 wires onto it, and I've run it all the way around, down through, across underneath the floor, and it's come up in here. I'm not going to sink it into anywhere. It's just going to stay loose, so we can put that down in there, and he can plug his EcoFlow into it. Right, so I've put the wire up the other end, because that's the open end where the EcoFlow is going to slide in, so we can plug it in, then slide the EcoFlow in to give him the power that he wants. His head will go up that end, as he's always slept that way around. So he can reach all those plugs and that there. He can also reach in here to plug his 240 volt electric blanket in, and he will plug it in, and of course it doesn't come on until he turns the inverter on the front of the thing, so he can turn it on and off from up the front. But anyway, it's all working just right for him. It's gone up against the unit, so it won't tipple off. Of course, with any sliding bed slat, unless you've got rollers, they always wobble a bit. He's just going to have to get used to that, working out where to lift and pull to get it to go. It's got to be lifted up to be able to come out. So he hasn't got mattresses yet, so he's only got quilts. So that's all he's got to put on there is just the quilts. I just noticed he's got loads and loads and loads of stickers in there, so I'll leave it up to him to do his own sticker wall. Other than that, I think I'm about to go and wake him up, and he can get out of my bloody van. He won't go back as far as that one, because that's got that step there.
Yeah. But they're no good.
Yeah. Right. Little Will's got his stuff in day mode because he can sit on there and still use his countertop and his cook. He can get the stove out of there, put it up on there. I don't like the idea of it up against the ceiling, but you've done it before, haven't you?
Yeah.
Iron brew, sweeties, water in there. That's still a junky hole. You must probably put his bag or something in there. I don't know. Put his booze in, his Guinness in there. But anyway, yeah. It's upside down at the moment, and that's only because he's moving in. What's that?
That's my heated blanket.
Oh, that's my heated blanket. Ooh, my blankie. There. So anyway, that's him. He's in there. He's all hunky dory. Happy?
Yeah, very happy.
Very, very happy. Yeah. It's done to the degree where he hasn't got any money. I haven't got any money. So we've had to take shortcuts. We've had to sort of put it together with what we got. But it's in there and it's working. He's got a few little luxuries like the cupboards up on the wall, the drawer under the bed. You know, if I was just getting somebody up back on the road, somewhere to sleep and somewhere to cook, then I wouldn't have gone to that degree. Yeah. As if you remember, a long time ago, we did a van and we just got him and had a load of back flack for it. So we're likely to do that. So there, he's all in there. As I said, his fridge will fit in behind the seat.
Yeah.
His chairs and tables and everything had gone inside that back seat. Got the 2 touts under the bed. Yeah, so, and his EcoFlow sat in there lovely.
Yeah, nice little cubby hole for
yeah,
it.
I will try and find a strap to go over it. Yeah. There's most probably a strap here somewhere. And I'm with him now. What is it now? It's Monday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday. We'll be with him until next Monday.
Yeah.
So if I can find a strap, but on Thursday we're going away. We're off to a van meetup. So this will be trying it all out. Especially because I want to try mine out. I'm in the middle of packing mine up. So yeah, I'm happy enough with it. He's just got to get his stickers out and fill the sticker wall up. So if you've got stickers that want to go on his sticker wall, he's got this end, he's got the end of the drawer to do, and he's got all that area to do as well. So it's a lot of stickers.
Yeah.
Right. Lots of stickers he needs. Okay. Thanks, ladies and gents. Say thank you, Will.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
See
Will.
you later.
Right.